How are you, movie fans? We're back today with another good one. Right off the bat, we're talking about Alien Romulus. And oh my goodness, was this a good one. Before we start here though, I do want to say, I was hoping to get the Regal Alien Romulus popcorn bucket, but as you can see in the corner here, I ended up snagging Claptrap, which the Borderlands movie was not good at all, but I mean, come on. This is such a good little popcorn bucket. You can move his arms and open his hands and like, I mean, if you're a Borderlands fan, this is so good. This is so good. Okay, so Alien. I am a huge fan of all the Alien movies. I'm sure most people are. I grew up on the like Alien versus Predator, the classic Predator. I grew up watching all those movies. Like the late nights on the Sci-Fi Channel when they would show the original Alien versus Predator, and like, oh, it was so good. I would be sitting there just eyes wide like, holy shit, what's going on, dude? My socks would be on the other side of the room. But I can confirm again with this new Alien movie, my balls were blown off. This was so good. It did a good job of combining that old flair of the original Alien movie with your more kind of modern movie elements and techniques. So it was really enjoyable to watch. Yeah, so I think a big standout factor for this movie, again, we'll keep it spoiler free. If you're like me, you like going into the movie having, you don't know what's going on, you know? So you're more surprised, and I feel like you enjoy it more. So I think one of the big things that made this movie great is the entire film, they used practical effects. So I'm sure there was some little tweaking in the workshop after, like, you know, kind of after they film it. But most everything, including the alien creature himself and stuff, even the face huggers, was all practical effects. And I think that really elevated not only the acting of the actors, because you can tell they're really experiencing what's happening right in front of them. So they're not acting the fear. It's more like, oh shit, like, oh shit, like this is actually going on. And so this is a movie where you can really tell that it enhanced it by having those elements within it. And other movies need to take note on it for sure. Practical effects are always going to be better than CGI, always. And so I think this movie did a great job of having its own kind of plot and story, while at the same time taking from the franchise and taking the elements that made it great and seeing those little similarities here and there. But it wasn't like you were just rewatching a remake, basically, you know. It was still its own movie. I think this movie did a great job of taking a group of actors you haven't really ever, at least me, I haven't really ever seen before in kind of film and TV, and really letting them shine and have their own kind of roles and elements. Like I think his name was Andy, the android character in this movie. Oh my God, dude, top tier acting. Like cast him for a Detroit Become Human movie right now, because he plays a perfect android. It was so good. He was able to keep the same expression the entire film, and it looked so, I don't want to say genuine, but it looked so genuine that he was an android, and I believed it. And oh my God, even his running, you're like, dude, that's a fucking robot. All right, we're gonna jump right into the saucy opinion here. For sure, this is a spicy film, but kind of talking about it and thinking here, I'm like, uh-oh, is this extreme? Because if I'm thinking about the other movies I've ranked at extreme, and I really enjoyed this one. Like, this is one I would go back and watch in theaters again, just because that feeling in the theater was so cool. And I don't want to say it was scary, because it was scary, but I think it was more unsettling. So the movie was very unsettling in its tone, and that's what kind of scared me, is I was really putting myself in the position of the characters and thinking how unsettling and freaky that would be to be either seeing or experience. And there were some moments that were really like, oh, okay, that's a little gross, like, oh shit. I think this is an extreme movie right here. I think it is. If you put it up to every, like, the other horror movies we've gotten this year, this is like, you don't even have to group it in a horror movie, because this is really a sci-fi film too. But it's just so good. It's so good. It at least made me leave the theater really wanting more. I wanted more. I know we've had a lot of Alien movies already, but I want more Alien now. I want more. Because it was just that good. And I did already see that the director of the movie said he wants to make a new Alien versus Predator movie with the director of the Prey movie. And ooh. Please let them cook on that, because I will say I haven't seen Prey yet, but I know that was another one where it got great reviews, and it was kind of like, hey, bringing back the Predator franchise a little bit. So if those two directors get together and they make an AVP movie, I think that would really be something cool to experience in the theaters, because it has been a long time since we've had an Alien vs. Predator movie. I want to say, oh God, I'm going to get it so wrong. I don't want to say 2007, maybe? Definitely go see this movie if you have a chance. It's one you really want to see in theaters for sure, at least in my opinion, because oh my God, yeah. Even the opening scene, they did such justice to space, because space it's quiet, it's silent. And so the movie started with, it showed some stuff in space, and the theater was, oh my God, it was so quiet. You could hear like the projector behind the wall kind of like running a little bit, and like the dude picking up one piece of popcorn. It was so quiet in the theater, and I think it really added to some of the tension of the movie. And so if you're not in that atmosphere and getting that like, oh, it's kind of like in the first Quiet Place, with like you literally felt like you couldn't move because you had to be quiet in the theater because it was so quiet. So another really spicy film here. We've had some bangers these last couple months. I'm not gonna lie. If you haven't been going to the theaters these last couple months, I think you're missing out on some prime cinema, because this is really good. Because I know the movies aren't all like great this year, because I think the next couple years are really gonna have the banger films. But yeah, I don't know. Just another good one. Another great. And I will say, I think this film was better than Alien Covenant. I think I would rather rewatch this movie as opposed to rewatch Alien Covenant. And I think that's a pretty big statement, because Covenant was good, at least in my opinion. I thought Covenant was pretty good. But yeah, so did you see the movie? Did you enjoy it? How did you feel? Do you agree with my saucy opinion? Is this an extreme movie? Or are you like, dude, this had some heat. What are you talking about? This thing was like, I've seen the reviews, so I know no one's like, hey, this isn't that good. But like, I don't know. Is this top tier for you, or is this kind of mid tier? How did you feel? I hope you all enjoyed watching this saucy opinion here. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one.